everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Shaneria, and this is Talking Crime. Today, I have another reaction video, and this reaction video involves a young lady and her mother. Let's get into this story time. I don't want to hold you up, but in order for you to like, comment, and share this video, this will help me out dramatically. I'm trying to get my watch hours up this year, and I'm depending on all my family to help me. So hit that like button and definitely subscribe. Let's get started into this video.
I'm bored, so I feel like telling a story. Story time on how my mother almost killed me and I had to escape. Disclaimer, I like talking about these things out loud because they're really entertaining to me now and I really still can't believe that they happened. But yeah, I'm not here to bash my mom or to show her any hate. It's just, this is my story. So when me and my brother were younger, we were used to seeing my mother inebriated and we didn't know the term was drunk. So we would just say, you know, she's in her mode. I don't really remember how we came up with the term mode, but we would just say that she's in her mode. So when I say her mode, that is what I'm referring to. She was inebriated. So at the time, it was just me and my two younger sisters with my mom and my stepdad in the house at the time. My brother was at my grandmother's house with my cousins, so it was just us. Usually, my mother would start out like really happy when she was in her mode, like really like just wanting to be everywhere but sitting down. Like she just enjoyed being out, being social, having fun, but we always knew it was going to take a bad turn. For some reason, like when I was just chilling on the phone, my mom always like seen a problem with that. Like she just needed to know what I was doing on my phone and she would just come and bother me for whatever reason. I have no clue why. We're gonna put a pin in that. We're gonna go back. So I was having a conversation with my mother about the fact that I tried to shave my hoo-ha. And when I told her, you know, yeah, I shaved, and I went to school and I was telling my best friend at the time about how I had a bump. And at the time I didn't know about razor bumps because my mother literally never educated me on anything like that, on nothing like that. So I didn't know what it was. I was freaking out. At the time I wasn't even engaged in any intercourse or anything like that, so I just didn't understand why there was a bump down there. So I told my mom about how there was a bump down there and she told me like, yeah, it's just a razor bump, like you don't have anything to be worried about. And surprisingly she reacted really well to the conversation because usually she didn't. Jump back into the story. I'm sitting on the couch and I can't really remember what I was doing, but I remember I was on my phone. My mother came in the living room. She asked me what I was doing. She asked me to see my phone. At that point, I caught her attitude because I'm just like, you're drunk. You're doing whatever you want to do. Why are you bothering me? So I can't really remember how it escalated to my stepfather coming down the stairs, but he came downstairs. Me and him started going back and forth. I really cannot remember the context of why we were going back and forth. We didn't get along at all, period. So as we're going back and forth, he says, yeah, and you out here being a little HOE, and he says, that's why you have bumps on your hoo-ha. So when he said that, I just looked at my mom and I'm like, are you serious? My feelings were so hurt and I was just so shocked. Like, I really cannot confide in you about anything. I can't tell you nothing. Like, you sat in my face and you told me it was a razor bump. So why are you painting this story to him as if I'm doing something that I'm not? Like,
what? Yeah, her mother was out of pocket. Girl, first of all, why are you telling a stepdad? Even if it was the daddy, why would you think that your daughter would want you to tell a man, especially that's not even blood, some stuff like that? See, that's how unnecessary stuff be happening with these creepy ass people. Like, first of all, why are you telling him? Second of all, don't you think that that's out of pocket, that you as a man would be mentioning it to a young girl?
and why would he feel comfortable even saying that to me? Because at the time I was only 15. So I just get up, I start crying, I'm mad, I'm like, I can't trust you. I try to go up the stairs. My mom is now pushing me over and over again, pushing me, and I'm just like, please stop putting your hands on me, please stop putting your hands on me. I decided that I'm going to do this story in 2 parts because that was just the beginning on how it started. I'm going to tell you guys the nitty gritty in part 2. So come back for part 2. Part 2 on how my mother almost took me out the game and I had to run away to stop her. So at this point, she's pushing me. I finally navigate past her, go up the stairs to go into my room. But as I'm going up, like as all of this is happening, she's running right behind me. So are my sisters, so is my stepdad. But we finally go in the room and she's highly angry at this point because she's inebriated. So she's highly angry and she pushes me on the ground. She puts her knee into my head like I'm one of the black boys getting attacked by the police outside. She's putting her knee on my head as hard as she possibly can, and I'm trying to stop her. I'm trying to tell her, like, get off of me, get off of me. I can't breathe, because I couldn't. And then finally, I, like, navigate from under her knee. So when I stand up, at this point, it's a power trip. So she just takes me, she throws me up against the wall. At this point, my shirt is ripped because she keeps grabbing on my shirt. So she throws me up against the wall. She has her arm on my neck. So she had her arm on my neck. I'm standing up against the wall. I'm still telling her, like, I can't breathe. Like, I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. So mind you, I'm looking past my mother and I see my 2 younger sisters, not my youngest sister, but my second to youngest sister was crying. So at this point, I start crying even harder because I hate the fact that they're watching this. I'm crying. I'm telling her, at this point, I wanted to go. So I told my sister to go get a knife because I'm ready to take myself out. So then that's when my stepdad decides that he wants to go get it and brings it to my mom because my mom said, oh, you want to go? You want to go? All right, I'll take you out. Don't worry about it. I'll take you out. So at this point, I just start screaming because I'm like, I cannot win. So I start screaming. And at this point, she let me go. So when he gives her the knife, she tries to stab me with it. And I like move out the way so she doesn't hit me with it. And when I move out the way, I run into her room. I'm telling my sister, call the police because she has the house phone in her hand. And
First of all, what grown ass man gonna go and get a fucking knife and give it to a woman that's fighting her child to stab her? Girl, if this wasn't a wake up call that he never liked your kids, he don't have any respect, and he don't have respect for you because he don't give a fuck what going on in that house. As a man, all of this extra stuff going on, you should be willing to diffuse the situation, especially if you see it getting out of hand, people being choked and somebody asking you for a knife. But yeah, you sitting and watching like it's entertaining, like it's a fucking TV, and then gonna get a damn knife.
Sister looking like she don't know whether to listen to me or she listening to my mom because my mom is telling her, you better not. She takes the phone in my sister's hand, she breaks it. I go in my mother's room, and when I go in my mother's room, because at this point, like, there are a bunch of Jack and Jill bathrooms upstairs. So, well, there's only 2 bathrooms. So I went in my mom's room. I'm trying to go to the bathroom so I can go back down the steps. But she catches up to me, of course, because she moves fast. So she catches up to me, and when she caught up to me, she slammed me back down on the floor. And at this point, she put me in a headlock. So when she put me in a headlock, I could not breathe to the point where there were flurries coming in my eyes, and I really thought I was going to die. Like, I really thought I was gonna go. So as this happening, my stepdad is literally sitting on the bed in front of us as this is happening, drinking a beer like this is sports. So then finally he's like, all right, Delene, because that's her middle name. He's like, all right, Delene, get off her. So he finally tries to get her off of me, and as soon as I'm able to really get into what's going on, I jump up, dart out, like literally ran straight down the steps, ran straight out the house. So at this point, we lived in Point Ridge. So it is like 12 midnight. I'm running through our neighborhood, and I get off of Buckhurst, running around to Cedarhurst. I'm running up the street. I see these people standing outside. So I'm like, please. Now, mind you, I'm barefoot. My shirt is completely torn apart. I think I pin curled my hair. My hair looks all kind of crazy because she was pulling my hair and everything. So my hair looks crazy. And I asked him, like, please let me use your phone. Please let me use your phone. I need to call my nana. Now, mind you, my feet are completely cut up, bruised up. Like, I'm running barefoot outside in the dark. Can't see anything that I'm stepping on. I know I stepped on glass a few different times, but my adrenaline was rushing so fast I couldn't feel anything. I called my nana and I said, Nana, your daughter is trying to off me. She's trying to get me. So I'm running up the street and it is something inside of me that's like, this car behind you is following you. So I ran behind this bush, and when I ran behind the bush, I hear my mom in the car with these people. It's probably 4 other people in the car, and she's like, oh, I thought I seen her, and I didn't. So the car takes off, and at this point I'm like running still. So I ran all the way out of Point Ridge. Now I'm on Flat Shoals, running down Flat Shoals as fast as I can because I'm determined to get to my nana's house. Now, mind you, my nana lives in Riverdale. Do you know how long I would have been fucking running? So my nana lives in Riverdale. I'm running, but then this car stops, and I'm walking at this point because I'm so out of breath. I can't keep running. So I'm walking, and then this car stops next to me. I see 3 people jump out. As they jump out, I take off running again. But the guy, he's much taller than me, much faster than me. He runs up to me and like bear hugs me from the back and picks me up off my feet. So he picks me up off my feet. He's like, these streets ain't for you. These streets ain't for you. I'm like, streets? I'm trying to get to my nana. I'm not trying to be in those streets. So he said, yeah, these streets ain't for you. I'm like, I'm literally trying to get to my grandmother's house. This lady just tried to kill me because, mind you, she's in the car with him. So they're all looking like, what? And my mom is literally in this car telling people she's off her medication. Don't listen to what she's saying. She's crazy. I'm like, I am an honor roll student. I literally never get in trouble at school. I do not take any medication. This lady just tried to kill me. You can ask my sister. You can ask everybody that's in this house. She literally just tried to kill me. They're all silent. Like they're mind you, they live like 3 houses down from us. So they just was doing my mom a favor. So when they hear that, they're like, I don't know what's going on. They finally get us back to the house, but on that scene, I forgot to say, I called the police off those people's phone too, and I told them, y'all need to go take that lady to jail. I get back to the house, my nana's already there, and the police are there, and I get out the car, and I just start screaming. I'm like, she just tried to kill me. She literally just tried to kill me. And my mom sat and told the police that I tried to attack her, and that I have a very, very nasty attitude, and I do not like to be reprimanded, and that's the way that that's why I was acting the way that I acted. Mind you, the police could smell the liquor all over her breath. The police could smell the liquor all over her breath. So what they told my mother was, you need to go in the house and you need to go to sleep. She's not coming back in this house tonight. Because mind you, my nana is sitting right there. So I go in the house. I go and I get myself for school the next day, because I still had to go to school the next day. My siblings all got our stuff. I can't really remember if my sisters came, but I know I ended up going to my nana's house. So to sum up the rest of the story, basically, my mom, I called CPS the next day, and I called the police again because I told them I want to live with my grandmother. I do not want to live with my mom anymore. Would y'all believe that CPS never came? They never came. They never came up to the school like they said they was going to. They never came to the house like they said they was going to. So I didn't have a choice but to go back home, because my nana tried to get me after school, but at that point she called my mom called my nana and basically told her like she was going to threaten to call the police and say that she kidnapped me. So I had to go back home, and when I went back home, that's a whole nother story in itself. But yeah, so that was a story on how my mother tried to take my life because she was inebriated and acting like she had no sense. So yeah.
Now, this story is beyond me. First of all, what irritates me is that stepdaddy irritate the fuck out of me. Second of all, the mama, girl, like, what the fuck? And then the daughter was 15 years old, so obviously she know where she feels safe at. So they should have allowed her to stay with the grandmother. The mother was doing too much. Point blank, period. After a while, you know when something begins to be a little too much. And I seen a story a while ago, almost just like this, but the mama wind up, I think it was the mama wind up killing the daughter. Like, she was choking her and everything and wind up killing her, almost the same like scenario. So you guys, like, this story is irritating. You do not have to go that far. And to ask somebody to get a knife out the kitchen so you can stab your daughter is weird. Choking her almost to death was weird. And then her having to run down dark places late at night at 15 is ridiculous. Like, that just, the whole situation, give me a phone, whatever, it just got out of hand. It just got out of hand. The stepdad should have let the mama discipline or whatever, far as them, whatever happened, like, before all the choking and fighting and the knife and all that stuff. Because when you got in the middle of it, made it even worse. Seemed like it seemed like when she argued with the stepdad about the bump down in her private area that he shouldn't even be even knowing about, like, that's when the whole thing just blew all out of proportion. And she was definitely afraid for her life, period. And then the neighbors don't have nothing to do with it, up here searching for where she at on the street. Like, the mama should have just called the police. But wait, she didn't call the police because she knew she had just tried to kill her daughter. I said it. She didn't call the police because she knew, one, she was intoxicated, and two, she just tried to kill her daughter. No matter what she said, what was your reason not calling the police when your daughter ran out the house if she making all of that stuff up? You guys crazy. But don't forget to like, comment, and definitely subscribe to this video. Comment down below about this story, and I just want to hear you guys' opinion of this situation. Don't forget to join the family by subscribing. So hit that subscribe button, and I hope you have a lovely day. Peace.